Hey y'all, it's Sharon and I'm back to share another policing experience with you guys. If you're new to the channel, I'm a retired detective. I worked for 20 years for a Southeastern city in the US and I was also in the military. I'm sharing my experiences in hopes of helping others in similar situations, not just in policing, just in similar situations, period, with my perspective and my experience. But it is pinpointed and geared towards policing because you see what's going on in our world over here in the U.S. and things concerning the police. I was in a specialized unit. I was in a couple of them, and what I've noticed with the specialized units at the time that I joined, there was always a veteran there to kind of pull the reins back, like whoa, 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 you're doing too much. And then as I left towards the end of my career, I noticed that the specialized units, the same requirements that are needed, like they want the officer that's out there, as they say, running and gunning, kicking butts and taking names. They want all of that for the specialized unit. And but what I noticed towards the end of my career, they were young officers, sometimes young in meaning inexperienced. They didn't have enough time on, that I thought, like 3 years and then you're in a specialized unit. That's not enough. Or just maybe young in age and you still don't have a whole lot of experience to be on a specialized unit, my opinion. And that's what I was seeing. And my understanding with Mr. Tyrese Nichols and his death in the specialized unit, the Scorpion unit, they didn't have that much time on. And that's interesting because where was the sergeant? People are asking those messages. And like I said, I was on a couple of specialized units, and the two that I was on, I was on a couple, but the two that give me good memories, if you will, the sergeant was always out there with us. He wouldn't tell us to do something and then not be out there with us. So I really see that as a positive thing, that someone out there with more experience, of course, because we started having sergeants with 3 years on, 2 years on, and now they're managing 20-year veterans, 10-year veterans. And that was a problem. But these specialized units, from what I saw as I was leaving the department, they were falling apart in terms of just being managed and reined in when it came to not violating people's rights. But I gotta take a look at the civilian side of it also, because it just makes me harken back to the days where I would sit on the corner with my car, just sit there, because you can't measure crime that is being abated because of your presence. You can't measure that, really. But I used to get phone calls. My sergeant called me into the precinct. Hey, Walters, why are you just sitting at that corner? And, I'm thinking to myself, how does he know this? And he'll tell me, his Miss such and such called and said, you've been sitting there for 45 minutes. So now what do I have to do? I have to prove that I'm working. People call it a quota, but we call it productivity, because I can't sit there for 45 minutes because I'm not working. Now I got to go find a body or an arrest. Where am I going to go? To the neighborhoods or the areas I know people are out and about, catch somebody slipping, and get my ticket or get my body, so the sergeant doesn't come down me, because I talked about this before. The sergeant's going to come down on me, and if I don't produce, then I might get my beat car taken or my days off taken. And remember, I talked about this. On my days off, I'm making more money doing absolutely nothing, really just standing there, getting paid. Sometimes twice what I get paid on my regular job. You think I want to mess that up? So that's why I said the civilian side of it, we have to look at policing as a whole and what contributes the best to reforming it, if you will, because I'm all for reform, not for abolishing. We can't get rid of the police, but reforming, yes. I have a plan. I've talked about it before. I'm going to create my own table and see who I can get to sit down and with this proposal. But again, the civilian side of it, what is the officer to do? And yes, there are good and bad officers. I would say the young officers, the ones that are running and gunning, and as they say, full of urine and vinegar, the P word for urine, they want those officers because guess what? Civilians calling in. What are you going to do about crime? You'll see it. You'll see it pick up. It's picking up now with the elections coming up and stuff. They're going to focus on crime. And then people can't really define what crime is. But usually it goes to gun violence and murder. And then they say the numbers are up. Are those true numbers? Or are those numbers from 10 months ago, 12 months ago? Nobody's asking those questions, right? I'm just giving you some things to think about, guys. Nobody's asking questions about when were those numbers taken? But in my plan, we can address all that. So we have true information in terms of statistics. And so the researchers and the policymakers can get together and come up with some solutions based on real, truthful, here and now numbers, right? Kind of sounds like a theory. CRT. I do think CRT needs to be taught in police training. A slight version of it is taught, but it needs to be taught because everything that I just mentioned is CRT. And why isn't it taught in policing? We're dealing with the laws. We're the enforcer of the laws, and we're not taught the theory, at least. I think I'm an advocate for CRT in policing. What do you think? I know that's going to probably just aggravate a whole bunch of people. But everything that I just mentioned, from sitting on the corner for 45 minutes, getting called in, what am I to do? Go get the bodies and make the arrest? I was thinking the same thing, because guess what? I don't want the sergeant coming down on me, changing my days or taking my beat car, and then messing up my second job where I make more money doing less. And then I go to the brown neighborhoods or the poor neighborhoods to get the bodies and the arrest. Then I'm taking those people out. Never mind the effect on the area, the blight that it may cause. Sounds a lot like CRT. Yeah, I'm for it. I'm for it. Let's see how many other people are for it. I'll share more of that next week. Remember to hit like, subscribe, comment, definitely comment. And I just shook my head no and said comment, but comment, yeah, comment. And remember, guys, take a look at our online store. I did say that, right? But always remember, you don't necessarily have to go through a thing to learn from it. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.